Hello, everyone. Today, the Trojan horse within. How our own agencies sold America out, and the patriot who can fix it. Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow citizens, my fellow business associates and friends and family, the tragedy of Americans' decline isn't just foreign interference, it's betrayal from within. We were not overrun, we were invited by federal agencies who, even under new leadership, continued to sit shoulder to shoulder with foreign nationals, communist officials, and private corporations under the illusion of safety, standards, and trust. This is not bureaucracy, it is infiltration. Let me take you back to 2018. The American National Standards Institute, ANSI, took full control over the American National Accreditation Board, ANAP. Here is the trick. They had already controlled it for decades. They just shuffled letters and logos, confusing the public while expanding power structure that answers to no one, called obfuscation. ANSI and ANAP, both private, non-governmental, non-profit entities, sit at the top of America's accreditation pyramid. But here's the kicker. They co-founded the International Accreditation Forum, which is an organization incorporated in Delaware. It has both national and international accreditation bodies on it, with equal accreditation partners across the globe. They are equivalent to ANSI, ANAP, including Iran, Pakistan, and China. Its sister organization, ILAC, the International Laboratory Accreditation Cooperation, is in Australia, and both of these forums treat national and international accreditation bodies as equal to the American National Standards Institute and the American National Accrediting Board, meaning that Chinese-backed labs and agencies hold the same power as American oversight institutions. That's not equivalency, that's surrender. Who is responsible? Then let's go back. Randy Doherty, then VP of ANSI-ANAP, handed over leadership to the International Accreditation Forum 2015 to a communist Chinese national, Zhao Jinwu, who at the time had been lurking in our system since 1994. He was there from 2015 to 21. Not only was Zhao the chairman of the IF, but he was also the chief executive of the China National Accreditation Services. The China National Accreditation Services, mandated by Chinese law under the China National Intelligence Law, Article number 7, take any and all data that you can access and bring it back to Beijing. He was inside our house. And in 2017, while standing at the Wuhan Institute of Virology, Zhao personally handed over certification to a lab that, by U.S. scientists' admission, lacked the trained technicians required for biosafety. That same year, a Miss Pamela Sale, the VP of ANSI-ANAP Accreditation for Laboratories, admitted under legal deposition, one of the issues that there is no commonly agreed upon set of standards that forensic labs around the country have to follow. Instead, there are informal guidelines that labs can choose to follow or not. That's the backbone of our global accreditation system. Informal guidelines, no standards, no rules, no oversight. Basically, the same goes on for Boeing and aerospace. The WIV hosted its second gain-of-function workshop with the United States scientists in 2017, openly published in their materials, while Anthony Fauci told Senator Paul he didn't know about U.S. funding for the research. And in May 2019, the CDC released a bio-training guide for China labs. The only lab mentioned was the WIV. That document admitted that the most critical component of any high containment lab is highly trained technicians. The WIV didn't have them. Let's shift to Boeing, shall we? After 9/11, Boeing wanted to lay off between 20 and 30,000 workers. 7 months later, in 2002, April and July, they released 2 supplier notices that changed aviation forever. No more on-site inspections unless need be or need arises. Just include your certificate and trust the system. They called it reducing redundant inspections. I call it eliminating accountability. Note, Boeing mysteriously took these 2 documents down off their supplier portal in January 2025. In 2003, ANSI-ANAP issued a mandated warning to all AS9100 certified suppliers. Get on the OASIS database, which is the online aerospace systems information system run by the IQG database, or lose your certification. Pay your fees or lose your license to operate. Oasis is run by the IAQG, which is deeply tied to ANSI ANAP and at the time dominated by Boeing. In fact, as of March 2024, Boeing was listed on ANSI ANAP's own website as a body that can grant, suspend, or withdraw certifications. That's like letting the fox write the handbook for guarding the henhouse. Note this. ANSI ANAP, that webpage, was mysteriously taken down August 2024. And don't forget, in 2009, Boeing became FAA, ODA, Organization Designation Authorization, meaning they could self-certify their own aircraft and aircraft systems, like the MCAS system that killed 346 people in Indonesia and Ethiopia between 2018 and 19, and also aircraft designs. Boeing employees became Boeing FAA inspectors, some of them. Boeing FAA inspectors got paid by Boeing. Do you think their loyalty was for safety or to their paycheck? Also, the CEO, because they had full-time Boeing FAA employees, became a de facto FAA administrator. Okay, you got that. And now today, federal agencies like the DHS, Department of Commerce through their National Institute of Standards and Technology, the DOJ, the FDA, even under new leadership, still sit on ANSI ANAP board. These agencies are not just partnering with ANSI ANAP. They're paying a fee for membership and also for being a customer. Your tax dollars are going to a private not-for-profit that shares power with China, Pakistan, and others. Remember Pakistan, who harbored Osama bin Laden? There you go. Unbelievable. So let me ask, what federal law allows agency employees to sit on the board of a private not-for-profit, non-governmental entity with internal or international entanglements? NIST and DHS had two employees that represented them on ANSI ANAP. They were getting their federal salary. The guy on NIST was getting $120,000 from ANSI ANAP, and the guy on the Department of Homeland Security was getting $262,000. You don't make that up. What law allows them to get paid to serve that role? Where's the accountability? Boeing's CEO today is not just a corporate leader, he's the de facto head of the FAA. That's not conspiracy, that's regulatory capture, plain and simple. I was there April 2nd, 2025, Senate subcommittee hearing led by Chairman Ted Cruz with Kelly Oberg on the stand. Oberg looked like a man under siege trying to steer a sinking ship. But I'll tell you this, if he had me, Daryl Guberman, and team by his side, that ship would not sink. I'm a shareholder. I have a vested interest. I have over 40 plus years in quality, manufacturing, etc., materials, composites, plastics, aerospace, of course. I am a Clydesdale America needs, strong, steady, and principled. I am the man who called out this accreditation fraud and scandal and scam when no one else would. In fact, they sued me, as a matter of fact, between 2019 and 22, and guess what? I did win no matter what they say on the internet. He's the man who called out the accreditation fraud when no one else did. He's been warning about ANSI ANAP foreign infiltration for over a decade. He's been on the factory floors, rebuilding morale, boosting quality, and restoring trust in other companies. And make no mistake, where morale is high, quality follows. When quality follows, safety follows. If Boeing wants to live, if America wants to heal, it has to start putting me at the helm of quality at Boeing. He doesn't just understand the system. I can build a better one. My final words. Ladies and gentlemen, the threat isn't coming. It's already here. It's been signed, sealed, and certified by foreign nationals with a U.S. stamp of approval. The only way out of the disaster is total transparency, full accountability, and bold leadership. We need a true American, a patriot with a fucking spine and skill. You need me, and I'm telling you the fact. Because fucking came from Mr. Patrick Shanahan when he was Inquisition. He was a Deputy Secretary of Defense under Donald Trump. He was asked about the F-35, and he said it was fucked up. He made that a federal word now under the Webster Dictionary purpose. 203-556-1493. I thank you.